Kaypacha with the weekly Pele-rapport. And this Pele-rapport is for Februari 3rd, 2016. It is an astrological journey through time and space, looking at the skies, the signs from above, to assist us in understanding, guiding our actions and decisions from a wider, bigger, broader perspective. You may understand from that the sun is in the sign of Aquarius, which is way out there. Yeah, baby. Oh my God, right now the moon is in Sagittarius. Oh yeah. And she's moving into Capricorn tomorrow, Thursday. She's gonna hit Pluto and then come around and hit Mercury. We've got a beautiful Moon-Mercury conjunction at the exact same time as Venus conjoins with Pluto over there on Saturday. It's all in the sign of Capricorn. We're going to have Moon, Mercury, Venus, Pluto in Capricorn. Yay for Saturday. And then Sunday, Sunday comes around and we got the sun squaring Mars, and we got the new moon happening on Monday at the 20th degree of Aquarius, which I'm going to go farther and deeper into, throughout all of this. I got to read you the Sabian symbol for that one. It's really powerful. So, really going on all week is the sun square Mars. That's going on all week. We still have the T-square, okay, with Lilith, Pluto, Uranus going on. We still have Jupiter conjunct the north node of the moon in Virgo, opposing Chiron over there in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces. We have these bigger cycles still going on. I'm just focusing a little bit on these personal planets, they call them in astrology. The personal planets, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, they move rapidly. They're more really associated with our personal daily realities of things. And speaking of daily reality, we can't forget about Saturn. Saturn is still over there, okay, in Sagittarius, doing his business. So anyway, Saturn goes up, and Saturn is actually in a very nice trine to Uranus in Aries, really going on until he stations in March 24th. Saturn stations at 16 degrees, and right up and through that time, he's in this very nice trine, with Aquarius, which is a changing of the guard. Let me look at the camera and talk a little bit more about that. Right underneath, of course, my banana tree. Let me walk over here. Look at, doggone it, we got 2 bunches of bananas going on. Yeah, baby. Look at those guys. Just kind of hanging on, hanging down. Okay, what's the buzz over there? Well, I hate to read to you guys. I mean, I like to be spontaneous and everything, but, I have a hard time memorizing my frickin' mantra, much less the Sabian Symbols. I mean, this is like the most outrageous book. It gives a psychic symbol and then interprets each one of those symbols for every degree of the zodiac, 360 degrees, 360 Sabian symbols. And you can even use the book as an oracle. There's instructions on how you can, ask a question, crack open that book, and you're gonna get some deeper insights. And that is what Mars in Scorpio is all about. And that's what the sun in Aquarius is all about. We're going to talk about some of the things today that, Aquarius and Scorpio have in common. But first, I want to read to you, the degree of the new moon, okay, that is happening this weekend. Because it's so outrageous. Okay? It is a large white dove bearing a message. That's the vision that the psychic got for that degree of the zodiac. A large white dove bearing a message. Yeah? The keynote for that is the answer of spiritual agencies, the white dove, to thorough, sustained, and victorious individual efforts. Jupiter conjunct the North Node in Virgo, Mars in Scorpio, Mercury, Pluto, Venus in Capricorn. I mean, hello, it can't say it any more than that. Thorough, sustained, and victorious. Oh yeah, baby. The individual who has gone courageously and with indomitable spirit through his crucial crisis receives, as it were, a deep spiritual blessing from the soul realm. In quotes, mission accomplished. Peace be with you. And in this blessing, a secret prophecy of what is yet to come may be seen by the spiritually sensitive mind of the recipient. Every real spiritual step a person takes in their development is the result of a victory over forces of inertia and destruction. The divine is totally present in the heart of all true victories. That's the new moon. The new moon setting the stage for this whole next month, and in a way culminating the last month. Now, if you've been living your life and listening to the Pele-rapport, which is like, you know, astrology just reflects life on planet Earth, it's been not an easy time. As I have been saying, we're working with this shadow, and we're working with, you know, time management, and we're working with pressure and deadlines and judgments, and it's been, you know, pretty intense. And this says it though, you know, sustained, thorough, fighting the forces of inertia and destruction, brings a victory, a spiritual victory. And, you know, if we can be in the place of stillness, let's look at the sun moving through Aquarius for this whole month. Aquarius is non-attachment. It's the Buddhist way. It is a fixed sign. I don't even call it an air sign. I call it outer space. There's no air. There's no wind. There's no movement. Totally, totally still. And if we can bring our minds into that place of stillness, we can hear the message that is brought by the white dove. The white dove symbolizing spiritual agencies, spiritual beings, masters, believe it or not. Well, I'd say it's a big thing. Saturn in Sagittarius says maybe, you know, don't believe it. Yeah. Challenges with belief, with restructuring our beliefs, or with opening our minds, opening our heart mind, I'd like to say, opening our hearts. And it's not a thought or a belief. It is a, you know, spiritual knowing that comes through. Yeah, this, you know, this Chiron, Neptune, South Node in Pisces. You know, the South Node is the past, and the past can be bringing in now, through this time period. You know, really amazing, true messages of a world beyond, of another dimension, of another realm. And this is Mars in Scorpio. What Scorpio and Aquarius have together is non-attachment, is letting go. Scorpio is about death, endings, finishing, completing. What? You know, if you look at the chart that I put up at the beginning, all the planets are up above the horizon. Transpersonal, social. You know, Jupiter and Uranus, you know, at the very edges in Aries and Virgo is there's nothing down here in the personal, subjective realm. You know, it's like it's all going on out there. This is a time of commerce, of business, of making, you know, making waves out in the world. Yeah, it's watching Bernie Sanders, you know, you know, hopefully conquering, you know, getting over, you know, Donald Trump. I mean, out there, you know, it's like this is a year This is the time I've been talking about it, right? You know, the year of purification. And it's a year of discrimination and discernment between what is true, what is real, what is lasting. And Capricorn and Saturn and Sag and all this stuff in Capricorn have to do with morality and ethics. And this black moon Lilith coming through, you know, it's this shadow elements around. What we've been taught is ethical, and it's where our personal interest. This is the you know, the personal interest, you know, really starts out like, you know, in Aries unconsciously, becomes more conscious in Leo, builds through Virgo and Libra into Scorpio. My self-interest is my power. What I know, what I can control, what I own, what I manage, what I, you know, it's my power. But Scorpio is that battleground where, you know what, buddy, sister, there's other people sharing this planet, okay? You know, there are other beings, there are animals, there's Mother Nature, right? There's businesses and taxes and governments, and there's just like, there's a limit to our personal power. And we got to get along. So, you know, this is the, you know, in a way, is that we have to find ways, we have to create ways, you know, to cooperate. And this is the end of our, like, personal, you know, it's all about me kind of thing. And this Sun square Mars in Aquarius is just like this kick in the butt for the new paradigm, for the future, for community, for the global consciousness, the raising the bar. This is what Aquarius is about. And so this is like a real time of get over yourself, get over your personal interest. Look at the needs of your neighbors. Look at the needs of your partner. Look at the needs of the community. Look at the needs of the planet. In a very what? You know, I mean, we're all in this, you know, what is really moral? What is really ethical? It has a lot to do with selfishness, with greed, with, you know, my own interests, and that exclude, right, and maybe use or, you know, rip off or in some way have a negative effect upon my neighbors, four-legged, two-legged, winged, and finned, and E.T. whatever. So, yeah, we're coming into this time now. This age of Aquarius is about community. It's about seeing that, you know what, nobody gets there first. It's not a race. Yeah, as soon as you ascend, as soon as you get up to a certain point, what happens? You know, Christ becomes a healer. Buddha becomes a teacher healer. You know, it's like, you know, Gandhi. It's like, when you get there, all you do is turn around and serve to bring up the whole. Because we're all going there together, and nobody's getting there first, and nobody's getting there alone without everybody else. And so it's like that's this whole Pisces consciousness. Yeah. So, yeah, this is, you know, this is what this week is about. And we can get lost in, like I say, our own interests. So I want to come to this mantra today. It's like, when I create the new, I'm an inspiration. And don't lose my time and power distracted by opposition. It's this whole thing of that I wanted to talk about, you know, but I forgot. The force of attraction versus the force of repulsion, you know. It's like we can spend our time criticizing, judging what's negative, what's bad, and, you know, what a jerk and what a fool and what an idiot and blah, 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 blah. And we can just, like, spend our time, you know, criticizing and finding the weak links and, you know, being overly analytical and bitchy and all this, that, and the other thing. I mean, that can just, like, go on, you know. Hello. Could do that 24/7, man. You know, there's all kinds of shit going on this planet, you know. But where's it going to get you? Depressed, victimized, martyred, you know, just like down and out and under, and then you're going to lose your power and lose your chi and lose your time and lose your energy, and, you know, your life is going to be wasted. We have to overcome the powers of, what was it, the force of inertia and destruction for this new moon in Aquarius. So this is a time of creating the new. And it's moving into the law of attraction. Looking at the positive, being in a state of gratitude and thankfulness and a higher vibration that's looking for a new future and creating a new future. New relationships, new opportunities, new ideas. We got to get creative around here. You know? And so it's like, you know, when you're focused, you know, when the artist is doing their sculpture or painting their painting, man, they're not thinking about, oh, you know, this is all messed up and that's bad and that's terrible and, you know, I hate this and I can't stand that and, you know, I'm getting sick over that and blah, 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 blah. No. Right? You know? The art of time management, the art of energy management, this is evolution, this is spiritual, you know, expansion. You know, is to like really, hey, whoosh, I am going to focus on making something new, something different, something beneficial, something awesome. And it's going to consume all of my energy and all of my time and all my attention. And I'm going to be having a good time doing it. And then, yeah, that brings in the new. That brings in the change. And you know what? The old shit just falls away. The opposition falls away. The hungry wolf, you know, falls away because you're not feeding it. So don't be feeding the negative thing. You know, Mars in Scorpio, Jupiter node in Virgo can get a little, you know, on the downside of things, you know, it can get a little negative. And I'm not saying, you know, you can't be negative, but balance, 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 you know, whatever. Enough said. Jesus. Had a cappuccino this morning, so you know I'm fired up. When I create the new, I am an inspiration. And don't lose my time and power distracted by opposition. May you spend your time creating something awesome, beautiful, and full of love, and not be spending too much time, you know, knocking down or distracted by, you know, the enemy or the bad or the, what is it, the ugly. Yeah. What you see is what you get. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.